Hello.
And to you, good day.
So I'm a healer.
Oh, all right.
And
thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So I'm curious.
Yes, you're a curious healer.
Yes.
All right.
And sometimes I heal the curious.
Thank you.
So what can I do, if anything, to take my healing to the next level, help more people?
Help more people. That is what you are defining as the next level.
In part.
What is the rest of the definition of the next level as you define it?
Fulfill my own potential as a healer.
Fulfill your own potential. Could you please define in some descriptive way for me what you believe an image of your full potential would look like?
Yes. Being able to help anyone who shows up to my office for help.
Yes. Being able to help them in what way?
Achieve the health results they want to achieve.
And what if they have a hidden agenda and don't tell you that they have actually come to you to prove to themselves they can't be healed? Then will your failure to heal them not be a success? Will you not have helped them reinforce the belief they most want reinforced?
I believe that's true.
Then why not relax your expectation and just assume that you've already reached your full potential? Okay. And that there is no way someone would be attracted to you if they weren't getting exactly what they wanted from you, or they would have been attracted to someone else.
Got it. Thank you.
Does that help?
Yeah, very much. Very much.
Did that turn on a light?
I believe so, yes.
All right.
Yes. Made me more curious.
All right. You can heal that too.
Thank you. So,
yes,
I had an experience several years ago where I was on a spacecraft.
Yes.
And it flew over the ocean.
Yes.
And it was about to make contact with the surface of the ocean.
Yes.
And as soon as it made contact with the surface of the ocean, I opened my eyes and I was in bed.
Yes.
And I couldn't make sense of it because I knew it was not a dream, but yet there I was in my bed.
Well, you see, you understand what is called typically out-of-body experience, yes?
Yeah.
And you understand that many of you, in your sleep state, actually visit other places, yes?
Yes.
Well, in that body, in your spirit body, you were aboard the craft. You were simply so surprised at what the craft was doing that at the moment of impact, it shocked you back into your body in bed.
Oh, thank you.
You understand?
Yes.
Does that help you?
It does. It does.
Anything else?
Oftentimes when I look at license plates,
yes,
or clocks or watches, I get recurring numbers all the time, like, oh.
How many of you get that? All right. You are setting up your own synchronicity, your own signposts for yourself, to give yourself markers to let you know that you're doing what you need to do, that you're in alignment with yourself, that you're on your own correct path.
Got it. Thank you. That's great.
Thank you.
I get that. I think that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
We're missing you.
Missing me? What are you throwing at me?
No, just joking. joking. I have a couple of questions.
All right, a couple of questions. Speak up and be bold.
Okay. One of them is about the party that you talked about for the 2012, the history that's been set with the Mayans and etc.
Yes.
I was just wondering why the readings that's been happening, let's say 15 years ago, about the earth changing in between this and this year, are being pushed a little further. Is it because we're not doing
It's because you're changing your idea of what you need to go through to wake up.
Okay.
More of you are understanding you don't necessarily have to shock or shake yourselves awake anymore.
Of course. So I would like reading about the Los Angeles energy, let's say from now until 2012, as far as what's happening with the collective acceleration of the LA County, let's say, or their surrounding area. What do you see happening? Like last time you said that people were so concerned about correcting the politicians and having better representatives for
Yes.
for doing good things for the world. It did change an earthquake. That's what has been said then.
Yes.
So
And this
what do
will
you
happen
see-
again, most likely, as we read the energy now, somewhere around your year of 2010.
The earthquake or the change?
Either.
Either.
We're simply telling you what the focal point is in your timeline. 2010. It can still be manifested in a number of ways, but there is a great buildup of energy, and it depends on how it will play out based on what all of you collectively do with your energy in your city.
So you mean negative or positive?
Yes.
There's a build-up from
Yes.
the earth and the people.
Yes. And
Both.
that buildup through the earth and through the people will come to a head and make contact, like two circuits coming together, and the spark will be a spark that goes in whatever direction you have created a channel for it to go in.
Okay.
It will
so-
be released in whatever way will be determined by how you position your vibrational energy.
Okay. So maybe in a couple of years that will change, hopefully too, because
Well, we'll see.
yeah.
But again,
Because
the
people are
idea
changing.
is that it can go either way.
Okay. A friend of mine asked about the stellar axis.
Stellar?
Stellar, what's the Earth axis? Let's say the north and the south.
Oh,
pole?
axis.
Axis, yes.
Yes.
What's happening to it in this point of time? The energy of that axis, it's been talked about,
You're talking about an electromagnetic shift?
yes, or the electromagnetic reading for the moment.
Yes, all right.
Yeah.
The idea that many people on your planet misinterpret is that the idea is that the physical axis will shift. No. The electromagnetic field is shifting, yes. And that can happen sometime within the next 30 years, most likely. First, the signs will be that certain areas of the electromagnetic field on your planet will weaken, and then they will polarize. There may be some electromagnetic disruption during these times. But again, it can be handled slowly, smoothly, softly, gently, or abruptly. It's up to you.
So that is still scheduled as far as the acceleration is
Scheduled?
happening?
Oh, let me look
As
at my
far as
calendar
now.
here.
As far as now, as far as what
It's
you read
still
for the
within
moment.
the energy, yes.
Of course, of course.
But the energy can be handled and manifested in a number of ways. These changes are representative of changes in your collective consciousness, and so that won't change. But how the change is experienced with regard to these physiological phenomenologies is up to all of you. In terms of how much of a handle and harmonization you get on yourselves, then it will be reflected outwardly in the world.
Okay. One last question.
Yes.
So the whole process of acceleration,
Yes.
which has been a little bit delayed because people... were
No,
not
no,
doing-
no. It is not being delayed.
It's as it is for now, perfect.
It
At
is.
the moment for what it is.
It
right.
is.
Right,
There is no delay.
that's right. But I'm saying about the dates that you used to give before
Yes.
have been just pushed 10, 15, 20 years always. Like, because something is not happening on...
Some have, and some have gotten shorter.
Okay.
If you will remember, when we first talked about the idea of your world becoming a member of the Interstellar Alliance, we first said 2037.
Right.
Today we said 2033 might be the soonest it could happen.
That's incredible.
Do you understand?
That's incredible.
All right.
So it just feels good when you talk about this coming years. You're always optimistic in the way you put the picture of our
it
acceleration.
depends on your point of view. We have said some things that people might not take optimistically, but again, the optimistic part is that we tell you what energy we are sensing and let you know that you always have the opportunity to change it in a way that is to you positive.
Okay. Is there anything that could be done on helping the axis of the Earth by maybe imprinting the maps of the stars on the poles, or just meditating, being guided into certain meditation into that?
What you typically call meditation and or prayer with regard to breath, so yogic breathing, steady, rhythmic, multiple person yogic breathing and prayer chanting can be utilized to harmonize the vibration of the electromagnetic field or aura of the earth to create more balance and smoother shifts. But this is already being done by many people. You can certainly join those that are doing it. It is one of the things that many Tibetan monks are doing on your planet, and many Native American groups are also doing on your planet, and it does have an effect.
Well, thank you.
It comes from the heart. Remember, with every single beat of your hearts, you are actually sending out a spherical electromagnetic pulse at the speed of light. You are all immersed in each other's electromagnetic heart pulses. When you synchronize and harmonize yours with the Earth's, others can pick up on that vibration and fall into lockstep with that harmony. This is why many people have also discovered the vibrational frequency of the Earth somewhere around what you would call your 7.5 to 7.8 cycles per second. Understand that your typical heartbeat is about 10 times that. So it's an absolute mathematical factor of that. And all you have to do is to get into synchronous harmony with that vibrationally and know that with every heartbeat, you're actually sending out that electromagnetic pulse to, in a sense, help regulate, soothe, harmonize, love, balance, enlighten, energize, excite, support your Earth and all the people thereupon it. You are literally swimming in each other's hearts. Do you understand?
Yes.
Does this help you? Yes. Thank you. Our heartfelt thank you. You may do the honors for 3 questions.
Justin Eldridge.
Number 1.
Joseph T.
Number 2.
And Johnny Eastwood.
Number 3. Cha Chu Shimi in my language. 1, 2, 3. Cha Chu Shimi. All right, you may proceed.
Good evening, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
This has been a most informative evening. I've been listening and enjoying what you've had to share.
Why, thank you. We are always deeply informed by all our interactions with all of you.
I was thinking of what question to ask you, and I am completely blank on that. So
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You have answered all your questions. You don't have to have a question, you know. You can simply have a discussion. Is there a statement you would like to make?
Not at this time. I just am appreciating what you're having to share and the opening that you've created in the people here.
Then we will reflect to you also our deep appreciation at your being. Thank you for being a part of all that is and enriching the totality. Good day.
Thank you. I think I do add to that, is there anything you would like to tell me that I have yet to ask?
I see. One moment. What is your full Earth name?
Miles Justin Elledge.
What area of your planet do you reside upon?
A little town called Montrose.
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 The Mount of Roses.
Yes.
Then that's your clue to pursue. Follow the Mount of Roses. Do you understand?
I was following the Mount of Olives earlier.
Follow the Mount of Roses now. See what that brings up for you. For where you have resided is a clue to something that can enlighten an aspect of your total being on a spirit level. Follow the roses on the mount. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
My name is Joseph.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Joseph.
Yes. And I've recently I've been studying a healing modality. It's quantum healing.
Yes.
And through this process, I've learned. When I was a kid, I've learned very curious about quantum physics.
Yes.
And through the years, I discarded it because I thought, well, this is great stuff, but how do you use it?
Oh, all right. And now, have you pulled it out of your trash can?
Yes, absolutely, out of the shredder.
All right.
And I've been having some interesting dreams and also experiences in the physical, quantumly,
Yes.
some of the things you've talked about.
Yes.
And one of those is some being has been trying to channel through me,
All right.
and like as yourself, but I'm having a little difficulty.
All right. Well, they don't try.
Okay,
They let you determine the pace.
right. There's a control issue there, I'm sure. And I just
Well, if you say so. Now, you can understand, if we may address this first before you continue.
yes, please.
Thank you. What is the worst possible thing that could happen if you allowed that information through? In your imagination.
Talk in weird languages and fly around the room or something.
Do you see the channel before you doing any of that?
No, I sure don't. No.
All right. Are you being facetious?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I can actually picture it.
All right. If that were to happen, would that be so bad?
No.
Then what's holding you back? If you feel something is.
Well, that's the question. I don't. I want it to happen, and I've actually been to a couple of channeling sessions.
Yes.
And I've had a dream the other night. Let me just describe it very quickly.
Oh,
here.
all right.
I was in bed.
Yes.
And I was spinning.
Yes.
And when the channel tries to come through, and as I was going to
Do
sleep.
you mean when the entity?
When the entity is.
Yes.
And my girlfriend said, "Oh my gosh, you have 5 ascended masters that want to take you on a trip with e-ticket ride, and you're resisting it." And I was arguing.
All right.
In my mind.
And what was the argument?
The argument was, well, I really don't want to lose control. It's a control issue again.
Yes, and
Right?
I said, use your imagination. What is the worst possible thing you are afraid might happen if you let it through?
Well, but here's what happened.
Yes.
They did take me. I said, okay, I'm going to let it go.
Oh, all right.
And we went to the sun. I mean, it was just instantaneously our
Yes,
sun.
yes.
All of a sudden, it turned into an invisible sun.
Yes.
I didn't know such a thing was possible in
Oh,
all the
yes.
quantum mechanics and the
Well,
black holes and the
yes, yes, yes.
wormholes, and it's very absolutely interesting. And then I passed
Yes.
out after. I don't remember anything. And
All
then-
right. Well, it's
and-
in you. There's
Okay.
more in you.
Yeah.
There was
And-
more on the journey than that,
I'm sure.
but
And
you remembered that much.
that much. And then later on, when I woke up,
Yes.
I argued. The entity told me their name.
And
And I argued with the entity. I said, well, no, that doesn't sound right. And
what was
they
the
said-
name?
I don't remember.
Oh, all right.
Because they
That's
said to
because
write it
you
down.
argued.
Yeah, write it down, and I didn't write it down.
Oh,
so I
all
forgot.
right.
So anyway, but that was a little part of the quantum trip journey, and I guess one of the things is I don't know what it is that I'm using to block that
Well, you just said it. It's a control
issue. Yeah, but how do you let go of the control? I thought I've.
All right. Well, I'm attempting to take you through the process.
Thank you. Yes.
So
what you did is
ask-
phenomenal.
Ask the question, what would be the worst thing you'd imagine might happen if you did simply let go completely?
Okay.
And the answer might be,
Something cool.
what would you
By
be
worst case.
afraid of? The only reason you would have a control issue is if you are afraid that when you, quote unquote, give up control, something negative might happen.
Right.
Otherwise, there wouldn't be a control issue.
Yeah. I mean, but
So
this-
look in yourself and answer what might be something you're afraid negatively might happen if you, quote unquote, gave up control, although we'll address that phrase in a minute.
And I think part of the answer is just coming up now.
Yes.
Because I really consciously don't know it.
I know.
But
But I know you do know it, so let it come up.
when I was again going through my process as a kid,
Yes.
I studied the witchcraft, this and that, and the negative
Witchcraft?
the one you're in.
Thank you.
So, I've studied about the dark entities, this
Oh,
and that.
the
I guess there's a
dark
part
entities.
of that. So even though when you're working with the higher realm, a higher vibration, that's not really possible. But, I have.
All right, well,
people
you
that I've
said
talked
it right there. Like unto like. However, you're not sure about yourself. You know you have a dark aspect, like all of you do, like everyone does, except the one. But that's all right. That's all right. Acknowledging you have the dark side and allowing it to be an equal choice to the light side is what allows you the freedom to choose the light manifestation, not be afraid that a dark manifestation will occur in contradiction to your choice.
Yes.
It's allowing them to be equal choices that gives you the power and the ability to choose and know that your choice will stick. It's only assuming by definition that the dark side somehow has some mysterious ability to overpower your choice that you then give it the power to appear to do so.
Right.
But you know all this.
Right. Well, but now the process that you go through with your channel,
Yes.
there's a conscious and then there's, an unconscious?
Yes,
Or,
there are many levels to
different
it.
levels. So how is it that you actually interface with our discussion now?
Well, first and foremost, to address the specific aspect in your question that most connects to this conversation, the channel going in knew there would be absolutely no reason in this life for him to have chosen to bring anything through that was not going to in some way, shape, or form be of benefit.
Is that a conscious decision? Or subconscious or superconscious?
Both.
Okay.
It just became the obvious choice. In other words, to put it pragmatically in your language, the channel said something to himself like, why would I bother doing this if it wasn't going to be for a good reason?
Yeah.
And therefore simply settled within himself that even though there may be things that would come up in the process that may appear to be difficult or a struggle or quote unquote negative, those would only be reflective of his own resistance to the process, his own resistance to discovering more about himself, and could not, in any way, shape, or form, actually be a negative entity outside of himself. Therefore, he simply trusted that on some level, even if it wasn't conscious, he knew what he was doing, and so did we. Because otherwise, there would be no point to it.
And the decision was made to go into trance or not into trance is the same way?
Well, the decision was simply made by being attracted to whatever methodology simply worked best for him.
Yeah. And there was no way to...
It's not exactly what you would label a trance. Oh. It's actually a state of hyperconnectivity, much more like a very deep and active daydream. Okay. Where many things are not in the outer world paid attention to, but it's not technically what your scientists would label as a trance. All the different brainwave functions, what you call the theta states and the delta states and alpha states and so on and so forth, are all there, but they're kicked up several notches, even though they remain in relative position to each other. Mm-hmm. It's a state of hyperconnectivity to more dimensions of the self and allows us the opportunity then to connect to him on a level that's more similar to the dimension in which we are used to operating.
In all the different realities.
Yes.
Well, that sounds a lot more exciting than,
yes.
Ooh, you're taking over the body.
Exactly, because that's not what's actually happening.
Yeah.
The body is not invaded, it is not occupied, it is not inhabited, it cannot be. There is no space for anything to actually come into. In actual fact, even though I understand completely that from your time-space linear perspective, it seems as if your spirit and your soul is in your body, it's actually the other way around. Your body is created within your soul. There's no room for anything else to enter it. So the way this is achieved in a quantum physical connotation is through resonance identification, like tuning forks. The channel has been trained to achieve a certain state of resonance that's closer to the state of resonance I exist in. I have been trained to go into a state of resonance that's closer to a state he exists in. We meet somewhere in the middle. Our frequencies go into lockstep, and what you get on your end is a translation of my thought process made out of the energy of the channel himself.
You step down and he steps up.
Exactly.
In between. Now,
and a third idea is created, a third reality is created.
What is the process to go into that state where you can actually
Well, again,
do that
there are
in
many
human-
different kinds of processes. The channel availed himself of what you would typically call a series of guided meditations in a channeling class. But you never know.
Yeah.
You may be taking a walk along the beach every day for 572 days, and suddenly on the 573rd day find yourself completely in the appropriate resonance state to allow yourself to identify with another level of beingness.
like zapped by lightning or something.
Yes, exactly. Some people have actually done it that way.
Right, exactly.
Each to his or her own.
And I've always thought that as far as channeling is concerned,
Yes.
that is so neat because all of a sudden it just happens without having to
Yes.
think about it. Or
It
work
is, when allowed to be what it truly is, absolutely effortless. And the reason it does work is because everyone is already everyone.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah, in this moment.
Yes.
Because that's eternity right there.
Yes. So it's just allowing yourself to find a little bit more of that state of being in whatever way works best for you, and simply open the floodgates.
Open the heart, right?
Exactly
Basically.
so.
Yeah, like you were talking about.
That's the gateway. Now, it is, of course, in conjunction with the mind and the body, but the heart is the gateway, truly, through which the resonance identification is made. And you have really put your finger on it because, as you know, you see examples of, shall we say, telepathy or telempathy or channeling in your world all the time when people know exactly what another person is thinking at the same time, feeling exactly what they're feeling, and you have a very concise term for that state of being. It's called being in love. That's what it is.
And that's the strongest force in the universe, isn't it?
It is
Creation.
the universe.
Yeah.
It is the substance of the universe. The vibration of the universe is what you translate in your time-space reality as unconditional love.
And that's how,
Yes.
to me anyways, the
Yes.
quantum physics really is proving that force
Yes.
is that with
Yes.
the superstrings and all the
Yes.
wormhole, all the stuff.
It's
That's
all
going,
the same
It's all basically
thing.
boils down to that.
Yes. Your
Force.
scientists are simply finding terms to label these things with that they can relate to. But they're saying the same thing that has been said for thousands of years by what you call your mystics and yogis and so on and so forth. It's all the same.
Wow.
And it all boils down to being in love
With life and everything else. Yeah.
with everything, including yourself.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen to that.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. One real quick thing.
Oh, yes.
On the sun, you mentioned about there really is a transparent sun?
Well, there is, but you have to understand that what you're perceiving, I'll put it in scientific terms, is a star in a state of quasi-dimensional flux.
Ooh.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it's not in one dimension or another,
Right.
and thus invisible or transparent from the perspective of the different dimensions it brackets or borders.
'Cause
Or
I've-
bridges.
I've never read anything about that. I didn't know such a thing existed.
Well, there's a lot of things out here you people have yet to discover, you know.
Yeah,
A
apparently.
lot of things you have to discover, even about your own solar system.
Yeah.
You are going to find rudimentary evidence of life on Mars. You're going to find rudimentary evidence of life on Europa. You're going to find phenomenology in the outer planets you can't even believe exists yet. You have a lot of things to discover. It's a wonderful place.
How the solar system connects to the solar plexus, too. Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh, that's
There are
amazing.
no accidents in your labeling of things.
Yeah.
Son,
Thanks, Dad.
thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much.
We appreciate you as well. Number 3, shimmy. Cha chu shimmy peth pon kashimi kets ro shamung si sha shu sai bo. Yes?
Hello, Rochelle. This is my first time here.
All right. It is my first time interacting with you. Thank you.
Lovely.
Speak up so that all may hear what you have to share.
Okay, I had a back...
Use your electronic amplifying device.
I got it right in front of me, so I'll try my best.
All right.
I had a back surgery, and I'm in more pain now than ever, and I just wanted to see if it's going to heal and what do I need to do myself.
What was the original cause of injury?
A torn disc from work, a work injury.
One moment. Have you found yourself drawn to any particular place on your planet lately?
Not really. Like what?
Like somewhere in the Himalayas?
No.
Not at all?
Not really, no.
All right. Is there a place on your planet that excites you more than any other place?
Yes.
What?
Probably Hawaii, islands.
All right.
Getting away.
All right. When will you go there?
This year, hopefully sometime.
When will you go there?
Oh, you want specific dates?
When will you go? Well, when do you want to start healing your back?
As soon as possible.
When will you go there?
As soon as possible.
Thank you. If you will, begin the process by lying on the warm sand, being in the warm water with its particular mineral content in that area of your world. Some healing will begin over the course of a few weeks. Also, some of what we have already talked about can be of great assistance to you in terms of detoxification and putting into the body the proper organic nutrients to allow the body to heal itself as well. So you may also take advantage of the products that we mentioned from that particular company, American Botanical Pharmacy. All right?
Yes, I will.
Start there by being in the appropriate environment that you have described, and understand that part of your journey, even though it may begin with the H in Hawaii, may end with the H in Himalayas. Even though that doesn't seem like a strong attractor now because it's farther down the line. But begin also the healing process with the idea of truly tapping into your highest joy. Do you feel that it is time to make a shift in career? Have you forced yourself to not be able to do what you were doing through the injury and do something else?
Yes.
What?
Basically, I'm just trying to... I was an electrician before, and I can't go back to that because I can't...
Well, what direction would you like to go in? What would you like to do that you might find more creative as an expression in life? Because that has a lot to do with the healing process and the speed of healing as well. Do you have any musical inclinations whatsoever?
Only that I listen to it. I can't play any instruments.
Would you like to?
Sure.
What?
Piano, maybe. Guitar.
Is one more exciting than another?
Maybe piano. Just...
All right. Besides that idea, we'll let that one ride for a moment and see what synchronicity brings you as an opportunity to learn to play that instrument. But aside from that, is there something else more specifically in your mind you feel would be a more creative expression in life?
Yes.
What?
Humor, comedy.
All right. Stand up, as you say?
Stand up, write it, act.
All right.
All aspects.
When will you begin to do this? As soon
as possible. Yes. ASAP. I won't forget
Act it out.
Okay.
Act it out with friends. However it is, you need to do it to simulate the reality first. If that's what needs to be done, do it. Put together an act and perform it. Start getting used to it. Start training your body consciousness to become familiar in that environment, in that reality. This is your opportunity. What you have done to yourself is shift your gears so that you can really move in a direction that would actually give you more support.
Okay.
All right?
Yes. And I have one other question too,
yes.
please. My mum has rheumatoid arthritis, and another gentleman here asked me about rheumatoid arthritis and what we can do.
All right. Once again, at the risk of sounding overly simplistic, understand that about 90% of all the dis-ease on your planet originates from the fact that your systems are highly toxic. Not from any other cause. Opportunistic organisms take advantage of the fact that you are trashing your immune systems with toxins and thus can exacerbate and create many other kinds of conditions. All of it begins with the idea of cleansing the system with a strong detox program, especially for things like rheumatoid arthritis, which are the cause of the buildup of certain kinds of toxins in the system that allow other kinds of mineralized deposits to build up where they shouldn't. So all of that will go away. 80 to 90% of disease and symptoms will actually vanish from the people on your planet if you just simply allow them to empty their system and clean out their system of the toxins they have been packing into their systems for year after year after year after year after year after year after year after. How old are you? After year after year after year after year after year.
Point taken.
Thank you. Start with the flush and see how much better they feel even just with that, then putting the proper nutrients to allow the body to heal itself. Miracles are the natural order of cleaning yourself out and putting the right elements in. All right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Have a wonder-filled trip.
You too, sir.
As soon as possible.
Well, I will get on that immediately and as soon as possible.
Thank you.
And this has only enlightened me to move at a soon as possible rate
Yes.
and get it done. And thank you for your time and everything else, sir. Thank you.
Thank you for your timelessness. We will, at this counting of your time, remind each and every one of you. You have your own reasons for why you chose to be where you are on earth. It is an adventure that you can allow to enhance every aspect of your being when used in that light. Please remember, when things seem darkest, when things seem down, when things seem at their heaviest, if you really want enlightenment, then just lighten up on yourselves. Let go of judgment. You don't need someone else's baggage in life. You came in with everything you really need to take with you. Whatever other baggage someone thought you needed to drag through your life, you don't need. Drop it. Shake out your hands, physical and spiritual, and start walking taller and lighter on the earth. You will accelerate greatly when you're not weighed down by things that have nothing to do with you. The more you are yourself, the more you will actually be capable of helping everyone else also choose to be themselves. Because they will see by your example what they can also be, not that they must choose it, but at least you give them the choice by choosing joy, love, and excitement for yourself. And they do work. There is nothing in creation that contradicts the choices you make that you believe most strongly are the ones that are your preference. There is nothing in creation that contradicts the choices you make. There are no interruptions in your life. Everything that happens is there for your reasons to use as you wish. Use them in the way you prefer to use them so they can be seen and felt and experienced in an enriching way. And you will see and hear and feel and taste and smell and touch. Everything will take its cue from that state of being. Be that state of being because you can. You don't need another reason to do so. Just be who you are because that's who you are. That's reason enough in the eyes of creation. You don't have to justify your existence, because if you did not deserve to exist, believe me, you wouldn't. But you do exist. And so in the eyes of creation, it must be necessary, it must be important that you are a part of all that is. Without you, each and every one of you, each and every one of us, each and every being in creation, without us all that is wouldn't be all that is. Be your part of all that is in all the ways you wish to be. That's your birthright. It is your soul right. We extend to you our deep appreciation in allowing us this transmission and sharing with you, and we deeply appreciate the gift that you have given to us in allowing us to experience the unique manifestation of creation you have chosen to be, and it opens our eyes to that many more ways that creation has of expressing itself. We thank you and bid you all a fond and exciting good day.
Good day to you this day of your time. How are you all? Let us begin once again by thanking you for co-creating this transmission and allowing our civilization to experience you in this way. Recently, during our last transmission through this window to you, we began to speak about the idea of surrender. This is one of the most important and critical concepts that we can share with all of you. It is the concept that will, in a sense, sum up all the other tools and techniques we have discussed with you, put them to best use by bringing them all under the umbrella of the concept of surrender. So we will continue with this idea so that there will be enough opportunities for each and every one of you to understand how to apply, how to use this idea in your lives to your benefit, to create, to allow profound change in a direction that is reflective of the infinite possibilities that you are. So, you must first of all remember that when we talk about the idea of surrender, we are not talking about the idea of invalidating who you are. Rather, just the opposite. We are talking about the idea of total validation of who you are, what you were created to be. Surrender, in your language, in the sense that most people on your planet usually use it, means that in some senses, the kind of giving up that you do goes hand in hand with losing something of yourself, giving away something, giving your power over. This is not what we mean by surrender in this context. What we mean here is the stopping, the cessation of trying to be who you think you need to be, and the beginning of simply allowing yourself to be who you are. To surrender the personality game, to give up the personality game that you have been taught for many years to think you are supposed to play, and in letting that go, in giving it up, in surrendering it, then actually allowing yourself to be what you were created to be, which is in the image of the infinite, which means you are created to be unlimited possibilities, and thus then when you surrender the limiting personality mask that prevents you from seeing that you are infinite beings, that you are unlimited possibilities, when you give that up, you are then allowing the universe, which is a mirror, to reflect not just the limited personality that you think you're supposed to be, but instead to reflect the unlimited possibilities you actually are, and to allow your life, as we said before, to become an infinite series of miraculous circumstances, because that's what you are, miracles of creation. And as we said, remember, you are creation itself, each and every one of you. You are creation itself. You are the act of creation. You are the event of creation itself. So to surrender to life, to surrender to creation, to surrender to the infinite, no matter by what name you wish to call it, doesn't matter. By so doing, you are surrendering to your true nature and allowing your reality to automatically show you the miracle of creation that you are. And thus then, your reality in physical, linear terms can represent the miracle that you are by a continuing series of synchronicities that always support you, benefit you, allow you to experience expanded creativity and abundance. Remember, please, that this is physics, not just a nice idea, not just pretty words. When we talk about the idea of surrendering, we are talking about one of the most profound acts of love, self-love, creation that you can do. And in so, finally, just letting go, just stopping all the trying, all the struggling, all the striving of what you think you're supposed to do in order to, quote-unquote, have what you think you're supposed to have. When you give all that up, when you finally just get so tired of trying to be who you think you're supposed to be, and give up because you just get so tired of trying to push this that way, pull this way, and make things fit, and make things fall into place, and make things work. When you finally get so tired of doing all that pushing and pulling, and you finally give it all up and let go, then the miracles happen. Then you can experience life for what it is. Unlimited possibilities. So, remember that when you surrender your personality, when you let go, when you give it up, you are surrendering to life. You are surrendering to the infinite. You are surrendering to your true self. You're not losing anything. You're not giving your power away. You are, once and for all, finally allowing yourself to actually be who you are. Your natural self, your true self. We will continue to work with each and every one of you in this manner and on this principle, because it really is, in a sense, the most important, the most fundamental principle of all the things we have ever discussed, and every other thing, every other tool, every other technique, every other idea we have ever discussed with each and every one of you will all fall under this notion of surrender. For if you do not allow yourself to be who you are, then really anything else we have discussed will not really be fully allowed to function for you, to work for you, in the biggest, most expansive way it possibly could. You might see little successes here and there, little glimpses here and there, but without the surrender, you're really, again, only working in pieces through the personality, which is limiting. And this is not what each and every one of you have said you want life to be. So let us begin, day by day, step by step, to just let go, to trust, to not care so much, worry so much. And again, we do not mean care in the sense of no longer do you care for people. We do not mean it that way. But to stop caring and worrying so much about the things you think you're supposed to do and the way you think you're supposed to do them. But just let life show you who you are, and let life show you how you can unfold in miraculous ways. We thank you once again for allowing us in this transmission to remind you of the importance and the power of surrender and letting go. And in return for the gift, once again, that you are giving to us and allowing us to experience you in this exchange, I ask in return, in what way may I now be of service to you?